Hi, thank you everyone for joining us today. We'll give it a few minutes as people come in. Let us know in the chat box where you're coming in from. Love to hear where you're coming from. South Africa, that's awesome. We have lots of continents. Pennsylvania, UK, Florida. Is it nice and warm there? Ooh, another Jordan, someone from Jordan. In DC, we've got someone here from DC already. More UK. It's great to have you guys. I know it's kind of early for some people, but we're really excited. We had to spread the event across a lot of time zones. Michigan. Yeah, we've got like springtime in a lot of places, although South Africa, you're probably not experiencing spring right now. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today. We'll go ahead and get started. So we're here with Traverse Journeys and the Jordan Tourism Board, which we're really excited about. And we have a special cooking class coming up for you. Just want to give you a little bit about us first. So this is presented to you by Traverse Journeys. We're a small group tour operator. We do trips in about 25 countries across the world. And of course, we're all on a little bit of a pause these days with COVID, but we're really excited as the world keeps opening up a little bit more and more. So we're a female-founded company, and our tagline is People, Planet, Purpose. So on our trips, we really prioritize experiences where tourism income is really desired and needed, and we can find really meaningful ways to engage with local communities. And we also put environmental practices at the forefront. Maybe you stay in like an eco lodge or go for a hike. We do a lot of local and seasonal fare. We prioritize partners that support conservation efforts or sustainable agriculture, minimize plastic waste, for example. And then purpose, so the kind of travel that really allows you to engage through experience. And each trip generates a donation to a community partner. In each location, you get to visit them and then also support a whole number of organizations that work to engage in their local community for issues that are important to them. So today on the call, so I'm Ashley, founder of Traverse Journeys. I'm calling in from Copenhagen. I'm from the US, but I live here in Denmark. And we have Suma, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. It's going to be a fun talk today. I'm Sam Abu Talib. I am from Amman, Jordan, and I've been at the Jordan Tourism Board for 9 years now. And yeah, looking forward to this.
And Maria, would you like to introduce yourself as well?
Hi guys, how's it going? My name is Maria, and I'm actually the owner of Beit Sitti, which is a cooking experience that we offer in Amman, Jordan. It's what we do is basically we work with local women to provide cooking experiences where you come and cook the food that you're going to eat, and we provide like home cooked meals and where you get to experience proper like Jordanian cuisine.
Love it. All right, so we're going to talk about a few things today. So just a little preview. So first, we're going to learn about Jordan because we always love to learn whether it's cooking or anything else in context. So just a little bit about the geography and history, how it's impacted food culture and traditions. And then Maria is going to take us on our cooking class. And then after, we'll take you through a little virtual tour of Jordan and learn a little bit about what it's like to travel there. And then we'll have lots of time for Q&A. You're welcome to put questions in the chat box throughout. Some of them maybe we can answer if they're quick in the minute, like in the moment, or we can save them for the end for the Q&A. So here we go. So Suma, will you tell us a little bit about the geography and history of Jordan?
That's if you have enough time, we could talk a lot about it. But it's an open. We call it an open air museum. Really, we're talking about 100,000 archaeological sites. You know, so we're really lucky that the land went through a bunch of different empires. So you find Greek and Roman ruins from Ottoman Empire from all the way back. So all the different religions. So whether it's that kind of history or faith-based religion, religious kind of travel, it's a perfect place. And in the north and in the south, it's completely different. There's a lot of different kind of landscapes, and it's a small country. So, from top to bottom, driving it is about 6-7 hours. So, within that 6-7 hours, you're seeing a lot of different topography, geography, and things like that, and different kind of people and different kind of foods as well. So it's a good value to travel over there. And yeah, you mentioned a lot about the meaningful travel map, and that's why we like to partner with partners such as Traverse Journeys, because we want to definitely encourage that more responsible travel mindset, the more meaningful travel mindset. So we're trying to build up our programs on where we try to provide more exposure to maybe the lesser known parts in Jordan. And it's not even, as we mentioned, it's not all of these different points that you see are really already famous spots that tour operators and agents book their clients to or go to. So in a way, you're really going to see these sites where they're it's all locally, they feed their children with these kinds of things. So then all of a sudden they're tourists now having lunches and dinners, or learning how to weave and do certain things like that from the local communities. So it's really, really good, and we've seen it really help the whole country in a good way. It's really a all year round kind of destination, so it's good for all year round. Summer doesn't get that hot. I mean, it's hot, but I live in Washington, D.C. now, and it's really, really humid. So I would definitely prefer hot without humidity, and you see the value of trees a lot. So in Jordan, you look at a tree, you could be under the tree and you feel good. So, but obviously it does get hot. I would say around 30 degrees, 30 is the average in the summer. The springtime, as you see those flowers and everything, it's beautiful. And in the fall, it's perfect weather as well. In the south, it's a little bit more hot, but
and one of the things too that's really cool about Jordan that we really love, you saw that meaningful travel map. So there's kind of like the different regions of Jordan, and you get these different landscapes. So going to the south, you see the arid ochre colors, like the sand, the dunes, the deserts, all of these amazing natural landscapes and ancient history. But there's also the Dead Sea. There's also ocean. Like you're getting a lot of water as well. And then one of the areas that we'll talk about a little bit later is up in kind of the more north region, where it's actually very lush and green. So it's really incredible for such a small country to have such a diverse landscapes. And so that's something that we love about Jordan. And it also impacts like the food culture, which we'll be talking about in a little bit as well.
100. And we like to call it the biggest small country.
So. That's great. That's a great name for it. So a little bit about like the cultural landscape, and I'll let Suma talk a little bit more about this as well, but just to give you a little foundation. So it's an Arab and Islamic foundation. So more socially conservative. You can see this very much come out in like family values, for example, and cultural values. Like we talk a lot about hospitality and how very, very cornerstone to culture that is in Jordan. You'll see generosity. Jordanians are known as super generous, super warm people. Respect and honor, which is something that's very in line with a lot of Arab and Islamic traditions and culture. And for those of you that maybe are familiar with some cultural terms, we would consider it what's called a collective culture. So that means that we're talking about thoughts are more in like the we than the me. For example, like coming from the United States and America, we tend to be a very independent culture where it's more about like the individual. You'll see in a place like Jordan that it's more collective. And so you can see that come through the bigger families or through group activities. One of the things that we talk about that kind of reflects a lot of these cultural values is the importance of tea. So tea isn't just a glass of tea and something to drink. It's really like an invitation. It's a participation. It's wanting to know a little bit about you and having an exchange. And in a place like this too, it's actually, it's meant with such a warm heart that it's kind of even offensive if you don't accept it. So it's really something to be honored by if someone invites you to tea. So Sandra, do you want to talk a little bit any more about that?
I think you said it perfectly, but we're lucky to be, and as tourism professionals, we're lucky to be, man, representing such a people, because we really do have hospitality in our blood. So it helps. It helps us as marketing professionals, as people that really see value in tourism. So yeah, you really hit it on the spot. But really, hospitality and really through food and tea is really the way that we do it.
All right. Well, speaking of food, which is the highlight of today. So Maria, would you like to talk to us about some food in the food traditions of Jordan?
Absolutely, guys. I can't wait. But if you could actually just get me to see myself, because I can't see myself. I can only see you.
Let's see. Let me work on that while
if you remove the presentation, just like for a minute.
Yep. For everyone, just so you know, these slides will come to you too. Afterwards, we'll send the event recording. So if you wanted to read anything that's on these slides, you will be able to. So you should now be able to see.
Now I can see myself. Hi guys, how are you? First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Maria, and I want to tell you a little bit about what we do at Beit Sitti. Actually, today I'm not at Beit Sitti because we have lockdown at 6, which means all places close down. So we have to be home. So today you're at my home instead of my grandmother's home, which is what Beit Sitti literally means. So Beit Sitti, what we do is actually a social business. We work to help support local women by bringing them to Beit Sitti to come and give locals as well as tourists the experience of coming to a home and learning to cook with the housewife or with the woman that's there. So today I'm going to give you a quick class, and it's going to be fun because honestly, this dish that I'm going to teach you, you're going to love. And I promise you, it's going to be one of your staple dishes. So even if you don't recreate it here with me, please make sure you try it sometime. I'm sure Ashley sent you the ingredients that you need. One of them is an eggplant. So the first thing I need you to do is take this eggplant and put it on the fire. Today I'm cooking outside because I don't want my kids to bother me. So I have a hub just like this. This is how easy it is, okay? All right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it on and I'm gonna put my eggplant directly on it, okay? Now at home, if you don't wanna do that, and even if you have a fire hub, that's perfect. Turn the fire on, put your eggplant on it and leave it. Leave it for 10 minutes. As soon as I tell you to take it off, it's time. Okay, so now you need to work with me. Okay, we're gonna work on this together. So today we're gonna learn how to make 2 different dishes. We're gonna learn how to make Mutabbal, which is why we put the eggplant on the fire, and we're gonna learn how to make Mutabbal shamandar, which is another dish that's very seasonal now. Beetroots are in season in Jordan. So what I asked you to do was boil some beetroots. So I boiled my beets, and this is what they look like. And I'm going to start by peeling them. So I'm going to remove this out of the way. And Ashley, if you find anything that's bothering you while I cook, like you don't see, tell me, because you're the only person I can hear right now. So now, it does look fantastic. It's going to taste even better. So I'm going to start peeling my beets. Sometimes you might need a knife to peel beets, but if you peel them long enough, if you boil them long enough, you can just peel them with your hand. It's very easy. And even if you don't want to go through the extra work of boiling your beets, if you don't want to go through the extra work of boiling your beets, what you can do is get canned beets. They work too. So I want to introduce you to my little assistant. This is Dawood, my son, and he's going to be cutting the beetroots while I talk. So you can cut this beetroot, okay? Later. So now, Dawood's going to be boiling the beets. This is basically the mise en place that we're talking about. So we're going to cut the beet here, okay? And guys, this is like super random chopping, okay? So you start cutting this, so I'll cut this. All right, what you can do if you don't want to cut, you can use, you can shred your beets. It works too. So anyway, basically you just need a pulp, okay? داوود بدي اياك تاخذ هاي تحطها جوا على النار، اوكي؟ وترجع بسرعة. مش انت تحطها، احكي لكريستينا. Okay, and we're going to chop our beets as much as we can. And then we're going to start working on the sauce. And this is very quick. I'm telling you this because I don't want to take too much of your time, because I want you to talk about how beautiful Jordan is, honestly. Not just beautiful, the food is amazing. I'll tell you. in all honesty, is Jolly, did you put it on the fire? Yeah, thank you, Habibi. Hala. So yes, tea, Ashley was saying, was very important. Our tea is basically sugar with a little bit of tea. So if you want to recreate that at home, that's what you need to do. Ah, lemon. Yes, you cut the lemon. Yes, one. Okay.
Because I need one of these.
A sharpener? Yeah. Yeah, I'll start it for you and you'll finish. Yeah. Okay. Hala. Next step, very easy. We're going to crush a piece of garlic. Mitch, I love that I have my son helping me too, but this is lockdown situation where when you're stuck at home, you can't help it. All right. So garlic, you need to chop up a garlic as fine as possible. And the best trick with garlic, what you need to do is salt. This is your little trick with garlic. So I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt on my garlic. And you see it's here. And what I'm going to do,
can you cut this in
the
half?
end? Of course. And this, my little assistant, Dawood, is going to help me squeeze these lemons. So if you have an assistant, ask them to do that. If you don't, I'll wait for you to squeeze them after, okay? So the trick with the garlic.
Should I squeeze?
Yeah, start squeezing. Start squeezing, okay? So the trick with the garlic, we're going to add some salt onto the garlic. And then with your knife, you're going to start pasting. And this is the trick. Basically, the garlic is going to break down the tissues. The salt is going to break down the tissues in the garlic.
Oh,
and it's going to turn it into a mash. Like what? Yeah, you don't push, mamas. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And now for the best part, guys. If you know how good hummus is, you're gonna love this. This works as a dip if you have friends over. This works as a side when you're making fish, as a sauce. The Mutabbal, it works, I don't know, for everything. Even instead of like salad, because it has the vegetables in it. So here's what you need to do. Tahini.
Can you help me squeeze?
Yeah. So tahini is basically pure sesame seed paste. And something very important to know about tahini is how to know that you have good quality tahini. The best thing to do is buy it off our website. It's www.beitsitti.com. No, I'm joking. But the trick is basically, you want to check first that there's not a lot of oil on top of your tahini. Because basically what people do is they mash tahini or they blend it, sesame, and they add oil. So you want to avoid that like layer of oil on top because it means that basically it's a lot of oil with a little bit of tahini. Okay, the next tip, you taste it. Okay, I know it's COVID, but I'm at home, so it's fine for me to taste this. Taste like this. If it makes your mouth dry, it's a sign of good quality, okay? It's perfect. Now, this is the next step. So Dawood is perfectly squeezing these lemons. Dawood, say hi.
Hi.
احكي لهم شو اسمك.
My name is Dawood, and I'm Maria's son, and I really like to do classes,
Mm-hmm.
and I also
Rock.
I also help my mom a lot with cooking.
It's true, guys. He does. He makes the best mahalabiya. If you go on our Instagram, you can see a recipe that he makes. It's super. صح?
Yeah. and my brother Faisal makes the best custard in the whole
Yeah,
world.
he makes some good custard, Faisal, too. But Dawood's is better. Okay, so guys,
No,
we
I
put
don't
tahini.
make custard. I never make custard.
No, he doesn't make custard. I'm saying Faisal makes custard. But
Yeah.
your mahalabiya is better. Okay, guys. So I'm going to put the screen down. You see this tahini? I sent you the ingredients that you need. But basically, if this is a half a cup of tahini,
Can I put them?
yes, Dawood is going to add half a cup of lemon juice. Aywa? That's enough. Very good. Perfect. So half a cup of tahini and half a cup of lemon juice. You're going to add later
What should
on.
we do now?
Thank you for asking. Now, the third thing we're going to do is we're going to add yogurt.
Can I put the yogurt?
Okay, guys, I know this is Lent, so some of you won't be using yogurt.
Can I?
Yeah, of course you can. But the trick is If you're not going to use yogurt, add water. Okay? So it's basically tahini and lemon juice. This is the only thing we added so far. Yalla, قتلنا. A big dollar. In the recipe, it says half a cup of yogurt, okay? This is the...
Can I mix?
Yes, but don't use this. استعمل واحدة صغيرة.
Oh, you said huge.
Huge spoon, but then mix it. Okay. So while the wood
Can you
mixes,
put it
I
on
want
the
to
floor?
eat.
Can you put it on the table?
Oh, but هنا so they can see. Can you come closer? Can you all see what he's doing?
Chair was in my mouth.
Mix. Okay.
Can you make my chair a bit closer?
قرب كرسيك and I'm gonna mix while you do this. So guys,
No,
here's what's happening.
Don't mix.
Don't mix? Okay, I'll let you mix. So how's your eggplant? So guys, remember the eggplant that we put on the fire? Turn it. And now turn it to the other side because it's starting
Mama,
to
you
get
said-
charred.
Put the screen down.
Here.
Is that good?
It's perfect. Keep going, Dukes.
Are we gonna eat the dish that you made for dinner?
Yes.
We can eat the dish that Ate made for dinner or your dish.
My dish. Delicious.
I eat your dish. I want to eat Ate's.
Time, let's go eat that.
No, after the glass.
Okay. Guys, now a little trick. Now, remember the garlic that we chopped so finely? We're going to add it in here.
Is that no, that's tahini.
We added the garlic to the tahini.
Can you add this garlic?
Where is it?
That.
Yeah, this is beetroot. Yeah. Yeah, let me-
I would love if we can skip to the other part quickly.
Why?
Because if we could, it will be very nice to class because I don't really want to get this tired.
Oh, okay. So to the next part, right?
Mom, is this good?
This is perfect. هلا روح شوف لنا الباذنجانة إذا خلصت. Dawood's gonna go check on our eggplant because we put it on the fire. Guys, when you roast it on a fire on a direct flame, it tastes so much better because you're gonna get that smoky flavor. If you don't have a fire, what you do is you put it in the oven. If you have that hood, like the electric hub, put it directly on the hub. Now, some of the hubs, the problem is they don't conduct heat unless it's on a metal thing. So put a pan and then put your eggplant directly on it. The trick is basically you want to char it. You want to roast the peel so that you can be able to peel it. So while your eggplant is roasting, now start turning it to the other side. Yes, Mitch. Yes, barbecue is perfect, especially if you're grilling like kebab. This
Mama,
is the
it's not
perfect
done yet.
accompaniment.
It's not done yet.
All right. So let's see. So our tahini is ready. We added lemon juice. We added yogurt.
Now
and
are we
we
gonna
added
add this?
Yes. Now I need you to chop this. Remember the beets that we chopped beautifully here? Dawood's gonna chop them some more. Basically, we're looking for a mash.
A mash
on,
means
come on,
we're gonna
hit it some more.
flatten down.
Come on. I want to hear it. Okay, بس يعني خليه cutting board. Yalla, you're doing great, Dukes. Keep going.
Yeah. My fingers.
Okay, guys. So are we all on the same page? You know what's going on? So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a
Yes.
about our spices while Dawood finishes this up. So what we do, guys, at Beit Sitti also, in addition to supporting the local women, we let them make spices for us. So we make our...
That's what we do, but my mom doesn't tell me all about them yet.
And are they amazing, Dawood?
Yep, they are. And usually we always take pictures of them with my mom's camera.
Yeah, we do a quick photo shoot.
Not all of them, like
So this...
once we did them so we can show them on the Amazon.
Yeah, because we sell them on Amazon, we sell them on our website. Buy them from us. They're the best. So guys, another thing that we do make here is this. It's called pomegranate molasses. I don't know if you can see this, but basically pomegranate molasses is pomegranates that we pick and then we juice and we reduce. Our Instagram page is Beit Sitti and it's this logo right here.
Yeah.
All right. it has 0 sugar. So I'm gonna show you how we're gonna dress the ending of the dish with it. Another very good thing. Yeah. Okay. Another amazing thing is this. This is called Suma. I don't know if you can see this properly, but basically Suma, it's a berry that's only found in the Middle East. A lot of you in the States might have it, yes, and you think that it's poisonous. It's not poison Suma. No, it's the other version. So Suma, not smack, is actually very similar to smack because it's addictive. You're gonna start using it instead of salt, guys. It's so good. Sumac, yes, S-U-M-A-C. You can check it out on our website as well. And the Suma, basically, how do you know that you're getting good quality Suma? Even if you're not buying it from Beit Sitti, by the way, I'm joking, you don't have to. But what you need to do.
But you can if you want to.
Yeah, but what you need to do is you put it in water and you check if your water turned red. If your water turns red, it means that you bought it from a place.
Our water is red.
This is the beetroot water. ما تفضحنا يا زلمة يا زلمة. بمزح مام. Yes, if you put it in water and your water turns red, it means that the salt with food coloring, and a lot of people do that. And if it's purple, it means there's seeds inside. But if you look here, this is pure red,
Mama,
which is the perfect kind of suma that you need. Other dishes, thank you. Other spices that we have are mixed spice, which you add to rice and meat, and that way anything you make will become Arabic. And this is gold, guys. This is called orange blossom, and you cook this with desserts. It's perfect, and you can even just drink it with hot water. It's cafe blanc, orange blossom. So now back to our class, because this is finally ready. This is our eggplant that was roasted on the fire. Remember? Just leave it for a bit. I'm gonna wait for the water to start. I'm gonna wait for this water to start coming out so that I can actually feed it, because it's a little bit hot. But basically, as soon as you see that the water is starting to come out, we're gonna peel it. Now, we're gonna start finishing up with our beetroot mutabbal. So over here, I have my sauce that I made, the tahini mix with the lemon juice and the salt and the yogurt. If you don't want to use yogurt, you use water. Now, if you have baked fish, this is the perfect sauce. If you have pita chips, this is the perfect dip. If you have friends over, cucumber, whatever. If you have chickpeas, this is the hummus recipe for you. Now, let's finish this up. So Dawood, I'm gonna need these beets over here, please.
I'm still cutting them.
Type. My assistant is not very cooperative now. So I'm gonna separate.
I'm really not really good at cutting beetroot, because if I hold it, my hands will eat. But if I hold it, I can cut it quick.
I did add garlic to the tahini mix, and somebody wanted to ask a question about za'atar. Za'atar, you can add it to salads, you can add it with water, but I couldn't read the rest of your question. So write it again and I'll answer you. Because Ashley, I can't hear if you have questions. And I know Paulette has a lot of questions.
In English, za'atar is thyme.
Yes.
Kind of. Like it's a wild herb. So we don't really have, it's related to thyme, but it's not the thyme that we know, like in our kitchens here. So it's amazing. Za'atar is like addictive.
It is, and we have a farm that's next to us where we pick our za'atar, and it's like fields and fields of za'atar.
Yeah, it's for my mom's dad.
Yeah, it's for my grandfather, and we pick our za'atar there and we make it, and it's super fresh and it's awesome. So here's the deal. So we're gonna put our beetroots. Thank you, Mr. Assistant. خلاص بكفي.
Oh.
Okay, so we're gonna put our beetroots in here because the class is all coming to an end, into our mix. Can you all see this?
What mix?
Sana, the light from behind you can't see. Now, can you see? Okay, so we're gonna add the beets in here. Guys, this is another version of hummus. So this is beetroot hummus. It's not the hummus that you buy with chocolate. No, it's just.
Can I mix?
Yes, you can.
I want to mix something.
Mix it nicely, please. So while Dawood mixes and gives orders, I'm going to start.
So this is the pink hummus that I always don't like.
Yeah, that's the pink hummus that you always don't like. This is the beetroot. This is the eggplant that we roasted. I'm gonna start peeling it.
But this is the time I get to taste it.
This time you're gonna taste it? Thank God. So you see the brown? I know, guys. Yes. You see the brown part? This is what I want to keep. This is the smoky flavor. And that's why I roasted it directly on the fire. This is what's gonna give me a lot more flavor. And then if I didn't,
Can you please put that in my plate?
yeah, does it smell amazing?
No, it doesn't smell amazing.
Of
Oh,
what?
it sounds really tasty.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm so happy that you told Auntie to roast this.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you took it to the kitchen groups.
And I'm so happy that I took it to the kitchen to eat. It's gonna be delicious. Everybody's gonna say, thank you, Maria and the food.
Yeah, I think so too. So guys, tell me if we're going overtime.
You're doing
But-
really perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Love
We're,
it.
we're on speed. We're very fast.
I'm mixing it very fast too.
See that? All right, guys. So this is what the wood's doing. Show us what it looks like.
It looks like this now. But it will look different.
Actually, you can confirm with me, but like I feel like every visitor that comes to Jordan gains a little bit of weight because of people offering them a lot of food. So it's all
Yeah.
natural and good, like Maria is talking about, but you're still gonna be eating a lot.
True, although
true.
because there's so much amazing hiking and mountain biking and
You'll
active
burn it off.
stuff to do, you
Yeah,
can
in Jordan,
totally.
it's really
Tell him, Dawood.
Tell us, Doobs. What's your favorite place in Jordan?
my favorite place is Aqaba, and it's
Ooh, he
because
likes the beach.
week,
Yep.
and if it's next week, my dad brought me a new swimsuit.
Whoa!
We got a new swimsuit, ladies and gentlemen.
But mine is the same as my dad and my brother.
It's matching.
They're matching. I think
Aqaba is
he
definitely all year round.
I
It's
think
nice
he
weather, right, Dawood?
one for Mama, and then maybe we're all gonna be matching swimsuits.
Yeah. Dawood, how's the weather in Aqaba? Is it better than in Amman?
Yeah, the Aqaba's hotter. Well, when
So?
it's really cold, 0 degrees, and Aqaba it's 1 degrees.
Yeah, it's just a couple of degrees hot. Better.
Because in Aqaba there is 1+ degrees. In Jordan there is 0+.
Sah, man, you're so good at math.
Maria, can Dawood come to our office and work
Are
with
you looking
us?
for
He's doing a
these?
great job.
Thank
We'll
you.
create one for him.
Go to that office.
Thank you.
I'm so nervous.
La, you're not gonna go to the
He'll be our
office.
cook. And
I
our
really
marketing.
want to.
ماما عايشين بأمريكا هدول.
Uh,
لا صعب. Okay, guys.
When you
so
come,
this
when you come visit, when
when we visit.
so I'll go when no more Corona.
Yeah, he'll come when Corona's over.
When I take your cure. I mean the second cure.
All right, guys. So now our eggplant looks great.
Are they gonna show you?
I'm just gonna
Are
show
they
you.
gonna see the eggplant or that?
You're gonna see the eggplant. بعدين أنت جيب لي الصحن عشان نخلص. Okay. So this is
Mama,
the
can
trick.
you mix? This is so much.
Mama, it looks perfect. محطوطة منها timer.
Can you mix?
Okay.
And can I cut the?
You wanna cut this?
Yeah.
طيب تعال. جيب سكينتك الخضراء.
Can
Maria,
I use?
I don't know if you know this, but my first ever press trip that I took professionally to Jordan, which was like 9 years ago, and the first ever group experience I had was with you, and it was
Really?
perfect because I was nervous and it was my first time, and I was like the host. But then the way you did it and the way it is, it's such an icebreaker. So it's really, really good to have, especially if you're in a group. And we got to know the whole group and your energy, and it was really perfect. And since then, we've been back a lot of times, and my mom has joined us a few times. So
I know.
it's a great.
Mom.
Yeah, I think
Guys.
she's on.
Thank you. That makes me so happy. Anjad, we miss having people in Jordan, honestly, and we miss feeding people. So yalla, come. So basically, this is my little dude, and he's holding a really big knife. It's getting dangerous.
I'm trying to not hold this part.
Don't hold this part. Yalla.
No.
So you need to chop it quick because we're almost out of time. Okay.
Are we gonna just cut it and then make the?
Yeah.
Suma?
And remember the sauce that we made, the tahini sauce? We're going to put that in the tahini sauce. And it's going to be exactly like hummus,
Okay.
Okay.
This thing.
but with eggplant. So it's going to be Mutabbal, Beitinjan.
Ow! I touched this.
But ma dam. You're good.
Yeah, this. I mean, I didn't touch the knife. I touched this part. It's really hot.
hot. My God. Okay, guys. So basically, we're going to mash this up to finish up, we're gonna mash up all of
I
our
know how to
eggplant.
mash it. Can I mash it up?
خلاص, it's finished. It's
Can
mashed.
I mash it up more?
Okay, mash it up more. I'm just gonna take this part while you mash this up. Okay. So guys, this is Mutabbal shamandar. You can see how I put the eggplant inside the sauce, the tahini sauce. Again, I'm gonna repeat the recipe. So it's lemon juice, tahini, yogurt, garlic, salt. A little bit of love. Now, for the plating.
Love?
Yeah, love is delicious.
Well, you can't eat love because love, you can't see it.
It's true. All right.
You feel the love with the food, right?
Yeah, but yeah.
It's probably just glitter, but real glitter.
Love looks like glitter. It's true. Okay, guys. So let's finish up with the plating.
All of the hearts that are not inside your corner, all of the hearts that are not inside you are just like toy hearts
Yep.
and light hearts.
Okay, guys. So here for the final.
These look
Can you all
different.
see? These look different. Yes, we have.
Mm.
Can I
Mutabbal
mix them
shaman.
too?
You can mix them again. Yeah,
Ah,
that's
can,
fine.
can you mix one of them and I mix the
Yeah.
other?
Okay, guys. So this is the Mutabbal shamandar, the eggplant dish.
So the eggplant-
Ricky, did you just say you came to Beit Sitti before? I couldn't read it. It was so quick. I miss you guys. I miss having people at Beit Sitti. Yes.
I'm so ready to eat this dinner.
Woohoo!
Say lunch, but and then I remember dinner.
It's dinner. All right. So remember the Suma. This is how we're gonna dress
Because I
it.
looked up and then
We're gonna add
was
Suma
like
on top.
How can
Okay.
can I add,
And over here, we're gonna add the pomegranate molasses.
can I put
Yes, you can. This is the pomegranate molasses we
wanna
were talking about. Yalla, but let me just give you a
on the
small scoop.
pink?
On the pink, yes.
This is
Oh.
so good.
It looks good.
The
and
last
it,
time I came and I got it. It was really good.
It looks good and it is good.
it is good. يلا هون احطه.
كله
خلاص بكفي.
that they're still in the spoon. The glass is almost done, Faisal. I only have to put this.
All right.
Can you put it full all of the spoon?
Yeah, this is how we dress it though. Look, hey. Okay, guys, finishing touches. Some Beit Sitti olive
I
oil.
wanna
Put it nicely ومش كتير.
there and there.
Whoever loves
Perfect.
olive oil in the audience, Jordan is the place to be for sure.
For sure. All right, guys, it was lovely doing this class with you. I hope you enjoyed it. Say bye. Yalla, say bye. Say bye. We have to go. Bye, guys. Take care.
Thank you,
Bye,
Maria.
Maria. Bye, Dawood.
You're very welcome. Take
Thank
care, guys.
you.
Bye bye.
All right, guys, I'm going to share my screen again. A big thank you for Maria for doing the cooking class. It's always a little challenging with, different kinds of like lockdown that we're under right now. So she did it from her home, which we're so happy for. All right, give me just 2 seconds getting everyone admitted into the room. So there were a few questions about the food. I'll send out the recipe. I think Carolyn, you asked about the half cup lemon juice being, I think it was divided between the 2 bowls of tahini. So as you saw, some of the food traditions with Jordan, there's so many seasonal vegetables. They're really incredible. Like right now, like she said, beetroot is in season, eggplant, you'll see lots of like greens of different kinds. There's many, many different meat dishes like lamb or chicken, chickpeas, if you've had falafel or hummus. Like Samar said, the olives and the olive oil are just like absolutely amazing. Like definitely bring back some olive oil. The zatar that we talked about, so that is probably like my favorite herb on the planet. It's so amazing. It is related to thyme, but it's a particular version that they have that grows wild in the Middle East. And the name za'atar can refer to just the herb itself, or a blend that also has sumac and sesame seeds and maybe a few other little things. And it can be used on practically everything. I personally put it on popcorn. I don't think that's traditional, but it's delicious.
It's a good idea. I'm gonna try it next time.
Yeah. Bread, there are all kinds of different breads. That's another thing that I loved in Jordan, was trying the different kinds of flatbreads that in the different regions are different styles, and some really good grains there. You saw the yogurt, saw the yogurt that she used. And Samar, how do you pronounce the dried yogurt version?
Jamid. That's
Jamid.
for the mansaf.
Exactly, which we have a picture.
famous.
We have some pictures of here. So these are a couple of the many traditional Jordan dishes. Samar, what are your favorites?
Mansaf is definitely a Jordanian favorite. I think if you ask any Jordanian, mansaf is the favorite. Yeah, that's the one. That's the Jordanian. Everyone in the Levant area, that area has like their special one or two special dishes, and then the rest are like what you're seeing, like the hummus and things like that. Lebanese have their styles, but everybody has their specific dish, and mansaf is the Jordanian dish, and it's a wonderful thing. You see that big how do you call that, Ashley?
Like a serving dish plate.
Yeah, but everybody stands around it, and you're kind of it's very family oriented. So when you're starting off as a young kid, you're with the old grown-ups and everything, and you're joining them in food. So as as Ashley, you kept saying, like, it's such a big thing for us as food. Lunches, dinners, and it's not a quick 30 minutes and out. It's a couple of hours. It's talking, it's tea, it's coffee. It's like you're saying, but it's also all the traditional food facts about us.
Exactly, and that's so much about the collective culture that I mentioned before.
Yeah.
That communal meals together. It's a really big part of the culture.
Definitely.
So this kind of wraps up our cooking portion of it, which we've done the cooking. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you can join us in Jordan, what we do while we're there. We'll kind of circle back to food because we include a lot of food in the itinerary. But this is what we do. We offer, like I said, we do short or small group trips, and these are the dates that we have coming up for these trips. And we do an 8-day route. If you remember the map that we showed in Amman, we go down to the Dead Sea and Petra and Ashland, and that's part of the meaningful travel map, which Summer had talked a little bit about. Basically what that does is include a lot of more rural families and family-oriented businesses to be included in the tourism industry. And that's a really important thing because cities get taxed and overburdened, cities like Amman, when everyone needs to come into the city to work. So it's a really beautiful thing to be able to involve rural communities in the tourism economy, and the hiking trails and biking trails and the places we visit are all part of that. For example, like the Bedouin camps that we stay at. So you'll also experience.
Can I mention something on that, Ashley? Sorry, but what you guys have also is those, you're offering, like you're offering value because you know that people are going to buy certain souvenirs and everything. But with these kinds of things that you're going to be buying, or even just being there, is such an experience that you're giving them an inspiration, because people from all over the world are coming and they wouldn't have expected that. And then also they're going to buy something anyway, but they know they're really affecting and impacting the community positively, rather than just buying something, like something that's made somewhere else, a plastic thing. I just wanted to add that I like that part of your tours as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, like I said, a really great way to involve them in the tourism community and be able to preserve traditional lifestyles, because that's also something that we want to protect and preserve. So, and then on the experience, we also see a lot of Roman ruins we'll be talking about, have farm to table eats. We do about 20 or so miles of hiking along the Jordan Trail. And our itinerary is geared kind of mid, so it's not budget, but it's not luxury per se. We can do upgrades, absolutely, but we stay at 3-star like bed and breakfast. We have a Bedouin camp experience, and then we also do an eco lodge stay. So Sama, can you tell us a little bit more about the Roman ruins? These are the ones we visit.
First of all, the close second is to Petra, of course, is Jarash. I think the first picture is Jarash, and it is one of the most well preserved Greco-Roman sites in the world. So you could go to Greece and Rome and things like that, and of course they've been blessed with a lot of tourism. But for us, we don't have that much. So a lot of what you're seeing is exactly how it was. And you're walking through this huge empire pretty much, and the tour guide explains everything, and you feel like literally you're walking in their footsteps. Qais is the same thing in the north. It's wonderful. It has a lot of religious value as well. A lot of stories from the Bible occurred there, and it's different where it's the ruins there are made with basalt rocks, so it's darker, so it's less. You haven't really seen those before, so it's really awesome experience. But like I said, like we're an open air museum with a lot of history there. So on your way to all of these different places, you're gonna see and feel a lot of history. So specifically, the Roman ruins is a wonderful experience because you feel like you're walking in the footsteps of all of the past.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the really cool things that we do on this itinerary, so people have heard of Petra probably, but there's also Little Petra, and this whole area is huge, and we actually do a hike. So we enter through what they refer to as the back door. It's a trail, and it takes us through these sandstone mountains. It follows the Nabateans. They were like, some are tell me Nabateans were like
very mysterious kind of civilization. Yeah, they were around for a long time. The treasury that you see, the most famous site that is very well hidden. They were hidden from society, and then the Romans came through after a lot of attempts, but they came in, and then people started knowing about Petra and that area a lot more.
Exactly. So on the first day hike that we do, going from Little Petra to Petra, it's really cool because you're walking along these ancient trails and roads. You see a lot of these rock carvings and a lot of landscapes, and we work with phenomenal local guides that just know their history, and so you learn a lot along the way, and it's really rewarding. And then we stay the night, and then you get to experience Petra for the full day the next day, because there's so much to explore. It's not just the one with the little cat is the one that's like that you can see. That's one of the really famous sites of Petra, but that's actually just one of many. Mm-hmm. So the hike is really like the highlight here because you get to experience it as you go and learn as you go and uncover the layers. You learn about like the water systems that they had there. You learn about like the plants and the landscape that's growing. So really cool experience. Stop for tea, get to experience like the desert herbal teas. Someone's asking about the activity level. So I would say it's medium. So it's not particularly hard necessarily. I mean, there's definitely some climbing and some like elevation here and there. We usually
wear comfy shoes.
Yeah, you definitely want good hiking shoes. You do want to be in good shape, stay hydrated. And the other thing about it is usually with a group, we'll have like some that kind of go toward the front, and then we'll have someone following up at the back. So even if you do need to go slower, that's fine. So I would say I would give it like a middle for that.
And sorry, just to add one thing about the Roman, as everything that you saw in Petra is all chiseled into the rock by the Nabateans. When the Romans came in, you'll get to see an amphitheater. And that's one of the only amphitheater in the world that the Romans actually tried to copy the Nabateans and chisel it into there. So as Ashley was saying, it's not just that famous treasury. There's a bunch of hikes like the ones that you'll be on, and as well through that area. If you're doing the traditional area, you're seeing so many different tombs and the different kind of even also religious sites as well there. So I just wanted to add that because it reminded me of the Roman part. Sorry.
Yeah, of course. So after Petra, we hop in vehicles and we go down to Wadi Rum. Wadi Rum means high-low, so you can kind of see how there's these low desert floors and then these big like plateaus that jut up. And this is where we get a really incredible Bedouin camp experience. You can see we hop into trucks to get way out there and then stay in these really amazing, comfy camps. It's one of the most unique experiences that I would so recommend. You're just like, you have nature around you in the evening. There's like songs and tea and sweet snacks. And like, it's just really a really incredible experience. You get to see the stars. We have some hiking that you can do in that area as well. There's the highest peak. So we hit that. Also, is there anything, Summer, that you want to add?
No, yeah, the food there is also, we were mentioning it, the food specifically, the Bedouins in that area have this food called zerb. And I think we, in the West, they have it where they slow cook under the ground, whatever they have. But in the Bedouin culture, they slow cook lamb. And it's an amazing experience. And it's a party, like Ashley said. So, you come in and then you're under the stars and, no light pollution, no nothing. So you see stars like they're right in front of your face. It's an amazing, me and my colleagues, I mean, we love Wadi Rum, pretty much our favorite highlight.
Yeah, absolutely. And then after Wadi Rum, we go up to the Ashland Forest area. And this is one of the things that's super cool because you get to see this major contrast in, you've just experienced the desert, the arid, and now you get to experience this lush forest. And we actually stay at a really beautiful eco lodge here. So it's also kind of nice because you're going from like being in the desert and camping to this really beautiful eco lodge. The reserve area was established by the Jordan Royal Society for Conservation and Nature, and it serves as like a breeding ground for endangered species. Jordan's national flower, it's the black iris, grows there. There's also like evergreen oak, carob, wild pistachios on the premise. And then we also have, I mentioned community partners that we do like engaging activities with. So we visit a couple of different women's cooperatives. One is called the Soap House, and they manufacture like specialty soaps using olive oil or different flower essences. You can chat with the women, tour the workshop, be a part of that. And then a similar kind of thing called the Biscuit House. They make natural snacks. And so this is also part of the kind of give back component of the trip and the exchange part that that we were mentioning before. Samad, anything to add for that?
No, you said it perfectly. The north is wonderful. Like, it's such a contrast that what you expect to see in a Middle Eastern destination is not all desert. It's wonderful. And our eco lodges and RSCN, as you mentioned, they do a wonderful job with all of our nature reserves. And it's, yeah, you hit everything really well.
Great. And just a couple of comments on the chat box that I see for the hike. It's just a day hike. So we'll pack everything in vehicles that will be transported from where you stay in one night to the next. So you don't have to like pack everything with you. You can have regular suitcases. We'll take those. You'll just want your day hike stuff for that. Also the mention of archaeology. If you love archaeology, Jordan is your place because there's just so much there. It's like time travel. So absolutely a good place for that. So, of course, one of the big highlights of this itinerary is the food. You already got to learn from Maria some of the cooking techniques. We have our opening dinner at Beit Sitti, so you get to experience like a full meal there. And we love the farm to table eats because Jordanian cuisine is also very hyper local. Things come from like right around. Very seasonal. We have another place that we go to for our end dinner in Amman that is also just like has a beautiful view, delicious food. We always make an effort on the meals that we include. We include breakfast every morning, a welcome dinner, a farewell dinner, and then some meals mixed in, and then some that you get to do on your own to kind of balance that. And we really try when we select the meals to give you a range of things to try, so that you'll get to try the different national dishes or like specialty local areas, specialty cooking techniques, all those. One of the things we do too is a cooking class. So you'll get to enjoy that with a women's cooperative. And we do a wine tasting. There are some really amazing wines in the region as well. So people often ask too about vegetarian, vegan friendly. We can cater to most any diet. People ask about gluten-free. I will say in this region, like many other regions where wheat and bread is very just like commonplace, the cross-contamination is going to be your most challenging issue. We will, of course, do everything we can to accommodate, but just for people that ask that, yeah, halal and kosher, Sama is probably I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
well,
No, but like you said, everything is fresh, everything is farm to table pretty much. We're a small population, so we don't mass produce anything, and everything is from us. And other these other kind of options are all found in, hotels or supermarkets. They're really the ones that you would want. But in general, ours is very vegetarian friendly because most of our dishes are veggie based anyway, and then the meats would be added on. So it's not a worry for anybody. It's not like a big task for anybody to create any veggie
yeah.
dishes. They're already there anyway. It's pretty much, if you want meat, you're asking for meat. So I've heard it's like a vegetarian's haven, So I
There's
think
so
it's
many like vegetables. And the thing is too, when you sign up for a trip with us, we have a whole intake form that takes into account food preferences, like if you're vegetarian or vegan, and food allergies, like if you're celiac. So we'll know and be able to accommodate, if you have anything that we should be aware of. So I know a lot of people have asked, of course, about COVID and what the current restrictions are, what we're kind of looking at in the future. Satma, would you like to do that?
Yeah, as of right now, the destination is open but there's still restrictions within the country itself because we've had a little bit of a spike in this past month. But getting the vaccines in Jordan and everybody vaccinated, the spike won't take too long, and things are going really well with our vaccination program. So we should be expecting no more of these curfews within, and again, I'm saying this hoping, but it's going to be this month. But visitors can still travel to Jordan at the moment. You just need to show a negative PCR test, and you get your visa upon arrival, and you're ready to go, and everybody is ready within Jordan to welcome everyone, all the visitors.
We're part of the Adventure Travel Trade Association, and they have come up with really, really great guidelines for the tourism industry for best practices for different types of travel, like us as an adventure travel operator. And so we've adapted all of our policies, and we also just kind of on a global level, and also for each individual trip and what applies in that country. So two big things on that. For the trips, as things improve and change, we're like Summer and I are in contact all the time. And so we keep you informed of what the situation is. And because our next trip is until September. And so the information today is going to be different than it's going to be in August when we're preparing for the trip. We are very optimistic that it's going to be really good. I mean, you can travel there now. It's just more challenging with some of the restrictions, but in several months, we hope that will improve. So
yeah.
You're always.
I wanted to. Sorry,
Yeah.
Ashley. I wanted to also mention that they could also visit our page that has all of the updates. Like as soon as anything happens, all the positive updates, all the different techniques to do, all the different protocols and things like that on myjordanjourney.com. It's really easy. You have a whole full page. So any kind of questions that anybody has regarding these kinds of protocols, you could find them there. But yeah, as you said, everything should be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll have all the links for that as well in the follow-up email that I'll send. So before we get to questions, because we will get to that in just a minute, but we do have these online events at least once a month, often twice a month. And our next one is a Spanish and English learning session with some yoga. So if that's something that interests you, definitely sign up for that. I'll send that link as well. So now here's our contact information, how you can learn about the trip itself, how you can get in touch. This email is directly to me if you have questions. And now we have questions. There were a few that came through that I'll answer to that came up on when you guys signed up, but feel free to put your questions in the chat if anyone has anyone. Somebody asked about favorite desserts. What a favorite Jordanian dessert, Samad, what do you think of favorite?
Well, our sweets are very sweet. I have to tell you that, to be honest. It's full of honeys, pastries, things like that. Very, very sweet. Knafe is a traditional favorite. You could get that at one of the best places, like the first places that we're making it in downtown Amman. It's called Habiba, and yeah, they have knafe. So yeah, I would just say that you're probably going to get a little bit of a sugar high after eating a couple of the sweets, but they're so good. I have to tell you.
I love them. They're delicious.
Yeah.
And like nuts, yeah, nuts and honey.
Yeah, of course.
Dates, you guys have really good dates.
Amazing dates. Yeah, yeah, of course. I forgot to mention because it's so normal. That's like hummus, you know, for me,
Yeah,
dates
yeah,
and hummus. I don't really talk about it too much, but yeah, they're amazing, of course.
For
It's part of my
anyone
diet.
that's going on like the joints for the hiking, you don't even need to worry about bringing like protein bars or snacks, because
Oh, yeah.
all you really need are like the dates and the nuts.
Actually,
and they're
this is a date
perfect
that
energy.
I've had from Jordan.
Oh, there you go. Exactly.
I had one before this, so I was good and ready.
Perfect. Any more questions? No? All right. Well, I will say farewell to everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Expect a follow-up email, and if you want to watch it again and to remember the recipe and all of the techniques. And love having you guys, and hope you'll join another event. Farewell.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.